All right, all right. This is something I never do, but we're doing it right now. This is Dave Zee. In case you don't listen to the podcast or watch the channels or what have you, it's me, and I do this so infrequently that I just had it to go live because the time it would take for me to do the video and then upload it, everything else, WrestleMania will have started. So the thing is this: I'm really excited to talk about wrestling for the first time in a long time because I didn't watch it for a long time. Now, I grew up with it. I always watched it growing up and whatnot. And what's great is that I'm all into it now again for the first time in a while. So basically, I started watching wrestling in 1984, right when Hulk Hogan won his championship and Hulkamania was running wild. And I was a kid. I was 11. So 11, 12. I was rocking and rolling. I fell in love with really Roddy Piper's character, who was just awesome at the time. And the whole Hulk Hogan thing and everything. So I watched pretty religiously from like 84 till about 89, 90. I got pissed off at the end of WrestleMania 1. Pardon me, at the end of WrestleMania 5 because Hogan beat Randy Savage, who was my favorite wrestler, and beat him for the title. I said, I'm not watching again. So I took a little time off, came back for a little bit, and then left. I wasn't watching live when Hogan fought Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania 7. And then I came back, and then I was in there full time for a long time. I was in there from since 93 and 94, whatever it was, and on all the way up until probably like 2004, 5, 6 is when I stopped watching religiously. And I didn't watch it for a while. I thought it was all too repetitious. It just wasn't for me anymore. And I was very lucky. I came up in the first time when I was a kid during when it was the best for kids in the golden era. And I was in my 20s when they were targeting the Attitude Era towards 20-somethings. So I was there for those great booms, and it was awesome. But anyway, I'm here doing this just because I'm excited, because I didn't watch it for a while. I went away, and then I came back. And I kind of dipped my toe in for different times, like since like the 2005 and onward. But I could never watch full time, and I haven't. But now I came back. I came back last summer. I've always watched Manias every year. I think I honestly, though, I think I didn't watch the COVID one and the one the year after or something. When they started going to 2 nights, I was like, I wasn't into the product. I'm not going to watch 2 nights. So anyway, bottom line is I came back last summer, and I haven't watched this much in a while. Now, I don't watch everything. I probably watch about 70 to 75% of it. I still fast forward some things that I'm not into. I don't love everything about the modern product, but I really like the storylines now. I like, creatively what's happening, and I like most of the characters. Stuff that I don't like, I fast forward through. It does happen. So it's not perfect. But I'm having a lot of fun now, and I'm getting excited to be watching WrestleMania soon. So I thought maybe I would do this video to get some predictions out there. I can post it and see what happens. I mean, I do the horror podcast all the time. You guys know if you follow this channel or anything that I do, and I always talk about it. I do talk about wrestling now and then, but I honestly think that I could talk wrestling a lot, and I'm to the point now that I wish I could talk about it on a podcast and other stuff. So I'm excited. Bottom line is that I'm excited because tonight's WrestleMania. I woke up this morning. I don't watch SmackDown Live on Fridays. I watch it Saturday morning when I wake up. So all I've been doing today is watching wrestling. So I got up this morning, had to see SmackDown, the go home edition before Mania. So I have to see that. I watched that. Then I watched the Hall of Fame. And now I'm getting ready to watch Mania, which is going to start in half an hour. So that's what's going on there. So let me get right to it and talk about my predictions. And this idea really sparked because of my good buddy Greg Mortis, who he did a video himself, and you guys should go watch that. It's on YouTube here. If you look up Greg Morgan or Greg Mortis, you could. I can't even post the link because this is live because I'm pressed for time. But anyway, if you go there, he made like a nice 30-minute video talking about his predictions and whatnot, and inspired me to do the same thing. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me just kind of do something quick. I'll go through the card, tell you what I think, and tell you why. So okay, tonight singles match: Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. So here's the thing: I'm having fun with the El Grande Americano thing. I like what they're doing with it. And I don't think that they're going to let him lose now because it's just getting started. I thought maybe it was going to cool off, but then on SmackDown last night, he got himself involved again with Ray Phoenix. So I have a feeling it's going to continue for a little while. So if it's going to continue, they really can't have him lose now, right? So I just can't see him losing because it's going to take the whole thing away. So I have a feeling something's going to happen. He's going to attempt to get unmasked. Something will, and of course, Ray had a little injury last night, so I don't know if he's 100%. So you can maybe expect to see some run-ins from Ray Phoenix or Dragon Lee because they were there last night. So we'll see what happens. But I am expecting definitely El Grande Americano has to win. It's probably going to be something when they're trying to take his mask off and he gets lucky and takes advantage, and they're too focused on the mask and exposing him, and he does some cheap thing and he gets a win. So I definitely think El Grande Americano will win this match. This next one, Jade Cargill versus Naomi, which I'm really excited about this. It's a big match for Jade, and it's really cool to see Naomi and Jade in a match. They've never had a WrestleMania match that just featured women that wasn't a stipulation and wasn't for a title. So this is kind of a first. So I'm actually excited about it. I like them both. And this has been something that it's weird because a lot of people on the internet didn't like they thought it was taking too long. And I like the long game. Like I said, I came up old school. I have a different opinion than a lot of wrestling fans nowadays about certain things and timing and everything. I'm glad this took a while. So I don't think that they could have Jade lose this match at this point, just because of everything that's happened. And if Naomi loses, she doesn't have anything to lose. She'll lose the match. She could still go and have a rematch at Backlash or whatever happens next. She can still be a badass with this new character, which I'm excited to see her in this heel persona for the first time like ever. So it's kind of cool. I think it'll continue on. I think that maybe Bianca Belair is going to be involved in the storyline, but not tonight. Because I do have a feeling Bianca might be going heel, but I don't think that they would show all their cards on that tonight. I think they're gonna save that for tomorrow night. So I don't think something's gonna happen with her. She might interject, and maybe something might happen by accident. But like Greg Mortis, for example, he thinks that possibly she's gonna run out Bianca and go full heel and turn on Jade tonight. And I could understand that line of thinking, and I'm sure a lot of other people have it, but I think they're not going to show their cards yet. If Bianca's going to go heel, it's going to be to win tomorrow night. I think tonight, I don't even know if she's going to show up at all. But I do see that I do predict Jade's going to win that match. So it is what it is. She kind of needs it. She's new. I can't see them squashing her yet. And it's not really going to hurt Naomi to catch the loss because she's got a new character. I think she'll be fine, and she'll run with it. So we'll see. World Tag Team Championship, War Raiders and the New Day. This one is kind of tough. I actually like the War Raiders. And I love what they've done with the New Day. And I almost feel like the New Day kind of needs those belts to warrant all the TV time and the heel turn, which was done so well. And to continue to be on TV, I just can't imagine that they have the match and they don't give the belts to the New Day. I can't see that happening. It wouldn't make sense to me. The only thing that gives me a little caution is that, and no one's talking about this, I could almost see maybe Big E showing up because we haven't really seen him since they dissed him and turned heel, his former New Day teammates. We haven't seen them. So haven't seen him, excuse me. So I have a feeling possibly if they do lose, if the New Day should lose the match to the War Raiders, I think the only way it's going to happen is if Big E gets involved. So I think if you see Big E come out during the match, I'll be like, oh, I should have picked the other side because I think that would be kind of cool for him to screw them over and down they get more TV time and something else could develop from there. Who knows? But I have to go with my gut instinct and just say that New Day is going to win these titles, and we'll see what happens. But keep your eye out for Big E. That could change things and it could make things interesting. So here's one I've been waiting a long time to see because I have been talking about this guy since he's been around. And I just think he's going to be off to great things if he could just stay cool and not screw up. And I'm talking about Jacob Fatu. And he's taking on LA Knight for the Intercontinental Championship, or pardon me, U.S. Championship. Yes, United States Championship. So I definitely think, see, LA Knight goes back and forth. He could lose. He already lost to Nakamura and then just got the belt back another time. And I can see that happening. He's one of these characters that they like him. I think he's solid in the mid card and he is popular, but I don't think he's ever going to be pushed to the. I don't think he could get as high as someone like Jacob Fatu could get. I think Jacob, with the right push and his character and his intensity and everything and his athleticism, I think that there's real places to go. So I see him winning this title tonight. And then I really don't care what happens after. I'm not concerned about what's going to happen with the bloodline and Solo Sikoa and all that stuff. I just want to see this guy get this belt, make the most of it, get a nice push. Doesn't matter to me if the crowd's behind him or not. I just think he's going to get this belt and they're going to give him a nice shot. And so there you go. Jacob Fatu becomes the U.S. champion. Now, speaking of championships, this one is probably the toughest match to call for me because I don't know what the fans are thinking. I don't know what what creative is thinking, what they want to do. It's kind of been a disastrous run up with these two. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've paid attention. It's the women's championship. Tiffany Stratton defends against Charlotte Flair. I don't know what they're gonna do here. I know the fans really don't like Charlotte. She's getting a ton of heat, but I feel like Tiffany has also been kind of exposed as not being able to keep up with Charlotte sometimes, even though Charlotte's dropped the ball sometimes as well with these promos. There's a little concern. Maybe they think that she can't handle it. And I think maybe they were testing her and having somebody who can usually do well on the mic in Charlotte and go back and forth and see how it plays out. And right now, neither one of them have really been looking that great. So I'm just going to have to err on the side of caution here and think that they still want to see what they can do with Tiffany. So I think Tiffy time stays around. I think that she will most likely retain, but it's the match that I have the least. I don't feel strongly about it. It's the toughest match to call, so I'll go with that. I'll go with Tiffy. Now the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso. Yeet. Yeah, this has been the easiest thing to call. This is Wrestling 101. I have been calling for this since they were in the Royal Rumble and they were down to the last 4 people. And I told my wife right then and there, I said, well, I know what's going to happen here. And you had heavyweights in there. You had like whoever they were. Cena, was Cena in that one? In the Rumble? Yeah, I can't remember. Punk. Whatever it was, I never thought for a second that it was going to be anybody else but Jay. I could see where they were going with it. He lost the match on the main event. And then just the way Gunther was talking about it, you knew they were kind of setting it up. He was discrediting him. It really is Wrestling 101. And now you got this guy who, all of a sudden he's unsure of himself and everything else. What's going to happen? And now they've added a little heat to it by the beatdown of his brother and, up and up. And his character's changing a little bit. I think it would be silly to think anything else is going to happen in this match. I would bet my house, if I could, on Jey Uso winning this match. I can't see anyone who has any knowledge of wrestling or that's watched it for a long time thinking anything different will happen. Now, maybe it won't. I'll look like a fool. But it really looks Wrestling 101 to me. It's just it doesn't make it bad because it's typical. This is what this business was built on. So it's just, it is what it is. I see that, they make it look like it's insurmountable odds and everything else. And you can't deny the fans are behind him. you cannot deny. Is it a lot of it because of his entrance? Maybe. But I think that because he's so over, it reminds me a little bit of Daniel Bryan. And that was one of the times I was watching it prior. I was watching a little bit when Bryan was around, and I love CM Punk. So anytime he was around, I was watching his stuff. But it reminds me of that kind of. It reminds me of the Yes movement, and now this is like the Heat movement. I can't imagine they're not going to give Jay a shot. What's going to happen, I don't know, but I think they absolutely have to put this belt on him and see what he can do. He's only going to get this one chance. So I think they're going to give him some time. What's going to happen? Like I said, it's the easiest thing to call for the entire weekend, in my opinion. That and the tag team match tomorrow night with the women, but we'll get to tomorrow night when it's tomorrow. But Jey Uso all the way, and we'll see what. And I really like Gunther, and I came to love him actually. I wasn't sure about him at first when I came back in when I started watching. Who is this guy? He reminds me more of William Regal. Why is he so special? But I do like him, and I like his character, and he's good in the ring and everything else. So I think his future's still bright. They just have to kind of figure out how they're going to book him on the rebound. But it's got to be Jay. I can't imagine anyone thinking it's not going to be. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened. This is a new era. Who knows? And this brings us to the triple threat match, which, damn it, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. I'm really excited about this match. I don't care that there's not a title up for grabs. I like the storyline between all three of them. I think it's great. I've heard some people complain that, I don't know. I think it's a great story, and it's great to have these three main eventers together. So, yeah. This is the thing, though. Like, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I was like, you know what's going to happen, right? No one's thinking Seth's going to win. Seth is going to win this thing because it's believable. He's big enough of a star that he could. Maybe he's not as over or as well known in the world as Roman Reigns and CM Punk, but it's not a big surprise if he wins either because of who he is if you're a wrestling fan. So I was saying that. I go, yeah, I think they're going to go with Seth on this one. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's going to join up with Heyman. That would be cool. But then they started showing their cards and started doing just that. All of a sudden, the whole thing with Heyman, and because like when he met him that time in the ring and he said all this crap about him, about he was talking to Heyman about, Punk doesn't appreciate you, Roman doesn't appreciate you. I think they just could have left it at that and not brought it up again. And then if they are going to do it, it'd be more of a surprise. But then they had to do the thing with him going to give him a stomp, and he pulls back and he says, "No, you owe me a favor." Now it seems like it would almost be obvious that happens, and he joins up with Rollins. So because of that, I'm kind of bummed out. I think they just should have pulled back and done it the way I described and then made it happen. But again, it's tough because now it seems like everybody feels what I was feeling 3-4 weeks ago. And it's like, now it's obvious. So I'm going to have to switch it up because it would be too obvious, I think. So now I have to say it's not going to be Reigns. It's not. I'm just gonna have to go with my favorite guy, CM Punk, in this match. And all this time, I've been saying Seth until they made it too obvious now. Which, I mean, I guess it sounds like I'm contradicting myself because I was saying the Jay thing is obvious, which it is. So sometimes you can make it obvious from the start, but I don't know. It just seems like everybody would probably pick him to win, and because of that, I just want to go against it. I might end up regretting this one because I've been saying Seth all along. I've never given Reigns a chance. Not that he shouldn't, or not that I have anything against the guy. I just don't feel like this is his match. I just think he's going to go on to something else, whatever. I don't think this is his match tonight, either way. But I'm going to go with CM Punk, and it's tough because of everything I just said. But I'm going to go there. So that's my predictions. So we'll be starting really soon. I hope you guys, if you like this, if you want to hear me talk more wrestling, let me know. Put some comments in here. This is live, so I don't know. I'm kind of rookie at this. I don't have anything fancy. It's just me doing my thing. Anyone that listens to my stuff knows that I'm not the tech guy, so I can't be putting pictures up, and I can't be saying, go here for a link, or I'm going to put this in here, or, ring the bell, or I don't have any graphics coming up or nothing. It's just me sitting here talking about wrestling. But I think I have some people can appreciate what little knowledge I have about the industry. And there's so much I could talk about. It's just that I've been out of it for so long, and now that I'm back in, I'd love to talk about this stuff, what I like about the modern stuff and what I don't, and in a respectful way, you know, because I know people get really crazy online with it now, and it's just I don't want to do that. But I would like to talk more about it. So if you guys like this, let me know. Maybe share this video if you want to. Whatever. I'd appreciate it. This is just one guy's predictions. We'll see what happens. But I hope you guys all enjoy the show. I will be back tomorrow. I'll plan ahead a little bit. Oh, no, maybe I won't. I'm going to have a short time to do it because it's Easter. So I got to go to my mother's. Well, I'll try to make a video and then upload it so it won't be live. And then I guess I'll compare them and see which one does better, if these things do anything good at all. I don't know if anyone's going to see besides the 4 people watching now, because, again, I'm not the YouTube guy. But this is what I had to work with in a hurry. That's what happens when you watch wrestling all day. So, but I'm really excited. So I haven't been this excited to watch wrestling for a while in a Mania. So gonna have a good time. That's all that matters. So thank you guys that did watch. Like I said, comment if you want, share it. I'd appreciate it. And let me know what you think. If you want to talk more wrestling and whatever, I want to hear what happens after. Maybe I'll have a video after it's over tonight. Who knows? I don't know what I'm gonna do. But thanks everyone for watching. Peace. Enjoy WrestleMania. Take care, guys. Much love. See ya.